US President Barack Obama has paid homage to Nelson Mandela on his first trip to South Africa since coming to power. The President praised Mandela's, quote, moral courage and said the former South African President was a personal and international inspiration.
But Obama is also in South Africa on a mission to strengthen diplomatic ties and to woo the resource-rich country. Dr. Keith Suter is here to talk about the significance of this presidential visit. Keith, good morning to you. I did not know this. Why is the US so interested in South Africa?
Well, because, as the President keeps reminding us, Africa is now, in economic terms, the world's second fastest growing region. Number one, Asia. Number two, Africa. And what we're seeing in particular will be the influx of Chinese and Indian investments into Africa. So the economy is powering ahead because it's full of resources. And at a time when we're running out of resources elsewhere around the world, Africa's got those resources. America imports almost as much oil from Africa as it does the Middle East. So there is a new scramble for resources within that entire continent, and obviously South Africa is one of the major players in that regard, and with 50 million people, it's one of the biggest populations on the continent.
But China's already been snapping up oil fields and mines and all sorts of things in East and West Africa, hasn't it? So,
precisely, and I think the Americans have just suddenly realised if we're not careful, we're going to be excluded from the continent.
Now, there were big protests when Obama arrived around the issues of the American legacies in Iraq and Afghanistan. Stun grenades, rubber bullets used to disperse the crowd. I mean, this is a blast from the past in South Africa, isn't it?
It is, and I think the magic around the American president has now worn off, and I think what we're seeing now, don't forget there's a substantial Islamic population in South Africa, and Muslims are fed up with Americans killing Muslims. You know, we go back to the Boston bombing, remember? You know, what he wrote in Boston about Americans stop killing Muslims. We've seen it now within South Africa as well, that you have this worldwide anger within the 1 billion Islamic community about the American behaviour in, as you said, Iraq, Afghanistan, perhaps even if they were to be foolish enough to get involved in Syria, although Obama very smartly has tried to keep out of that. But you've still got Americans trying to push him to get involved in that Islamic civil war. Very interesting.
Okay. Were you surprised it went to sort of stun guns and rubber bullets in this situation?
Well, I think the South Africans are used to dealing with a lot of violent disturbances, and I think that's probably why they were pretty heavy-handed. And the last thing they want, with all the American media attention on South Africa, remember, wherever the president goes, it's a story for the American media, and they want the country to look as peaceful as possible. They want to continue to attract foreign investment, particularly from the United States, because they're better to deal with than the Chinese.
So in order to create peace, they fired rubber bullets.
Exactly. Maintain order.
Yes,
First impressions are lasting impressions. That ought to go to well on Wall Street. Thank you, Keith. Good on you.